Do you ever wonder what happens when the police leave? Crime scene cleaners are private companies that handle the cleanup after the police are gone. Spalding Decon is one of the nation's largest cleanup companies handling the aftermath of homicides, suicides, decompositions, hoarding, and much more. These are our stories.
So there's actually two victims in this particular scenario today. You know, they're an elderly couple. They wanted to go together. He was very sick, and so I guess they made a pact, and she took an overdose, and then he proceeded to shoot himself.
There was I believe a concoction that was put together in a liquid form. He must have been maybe spitting it all over the floor, coughing it out.
Now this is where the woman who overdosed was over here on this side.
All right, well, hi everyone. Ed and Carissa, Spalding Decon, Southwest Florida. This evening we are here in Venice, Florida. Actually, we had an office day. We were working on some business and received a call that came in, and Carissa took the call because as soon as we found out this was a bio situation, we turned it over to the professional.
So the client reached out, and in speaking with her, kind of walking me through a little bit about what happened, I could tell she was in a little bit of a shock. This is the niece of the victims. So there's actually two victims in this particular scenario today. You know, they're an elderly couple. They wanted to go together. He was very sick, and so I guess they made a pact, and she took an overdose, and then he proceeded to shoot himself. Consoled the family, got some insurance information from them, so they've been here all afternoon with the detectives and everything, so they were feeling a little bit famished and weak, and still very much in shock. It's a little difficult. There's three women, and having conversations with them, it's very scattered, and thoughts aren't all complete. So it's just being very patient with them. So
very unfortunate situation. The mother and sister of one of the victims is here. She's extremely distraught, and as Carissa mentioned, there was an illness with him, apparently a lot of pain, and and they've been together so long, they just wanted to always stay together, and in their mind this was the way to handle it. And it's very unfortunate for the family, but we're here to they wanted us here immediately. They wanted to kind of turn this page as quick as possible and kind of get back home, and get this image out of their head. So we rushed right up, and we're here to get this taken care of and give them some peace. We're going to go in. I mean, basically, the one side of the bed, there's definitely a lot of coagulated blood there and puddled and pooled. Apparently, they've been here for a number of days, so we got the air scrubber running now. So we're going to go in, and we do have where the bullet went, the bullet hole in the wall. So we got to go in and do a little investigating, take our indicator.
Yeah, also very touching is we've had her neighbor directly next door. This is like a duplex, so they share a wall, and the neighbor next door just kind of came over and said, please give them our condolences, and the whole neighborhood is thinking about them.
Well, it looks like the flowers is just that, flowers. We thought they might have some bio there, but looks like we don't. So I'm just going to basically check the trajectory from the impacted area over here to where the bullet entered the wall. Yeah, the bullet came right through here. I'm not sure what the significance of the flower basket was to this whole scenario, but it seems like they kind of brought that in. Pretty clean. At this point, being that that's where the direction of the fire, that there's no splatter over that way, so I'm not sure. Must have really been wrapped up well, and you can see the the towel that was put here, so I think this was a very, you know, I guess well planned and thought out act. Now this is where the woman who overdosed was over here on this side. Let me check that before you take it. What's interesting here is I don't see a bullet hole, but obviously this isn't, you know, this wasn't up against the head. Pretty well contained, huh? Yep.
Just me doing some of the paperwork for the client. I've reached out to the insurance company, and the agent on the line, unfortunately this time is not able to help me. She can only do property claims, and this is a death claim. Agent that can help me with that will call me in the morning. I was just given a reference number that will correlate with tomorrow's phone call, and we'll just pick it up from there, and you know, help the client to get this covered by the homeowner's insurance policy.
We were estimating maybe Friday, based on some receipts that we found, a letter that was left, you know, kind of an observation of the scene. I think they were thinking sometime Friday night, early Saturday morning.
Onto the springs. Like it kept traveling down the bed once it got to the springs.
Obviously, it must have been sloping that direction. Yeah, because once it got down under, yeah, it went downstream. So let's bring it right here, and we'll come along straight up. Some of these coil wires can be really hard to cut through. So I like this design because it gives us a ability to not have to cut the actual coil itself. They were finding when it hits the metal, it seems to travel further than what it actually was on the foam and in this material here. So we kind of expanded our cut a little bit down on the springs.
You're free.
You know, the way that foam's sitting, if that wasn't, you know, kind of part of the plan in case something didn't go quite right, you get 911 or something. It's kind of odd that the foam's sitting right there.
Yeah, might be safe.
No, I don't think it made it past that last layer there, so I guess we'll try to bring it out cut it from up here, Ricky, and see. Like you got a little bit rough.
Oh, there's a little bit more.
Look at that. Layers and layers to this mattress, huh? clear, folks.
Do you ever have trouble finding indication on like white or lighter colored fabrics?
Well, sometimes that and the way the lighting is, when you're on that type of fabric, you really gotta, that's why a lot of times we're looking at different angles and trying to get different lighting on it, just to be sure. But typically you can kind of tell, like if you notice right there, we're getting near the bottom and it's a little bit of shaking going on, so there's a little foam that's just happening naturally. Yeah, I'm not sure what all type of fluid this is, but it's very sticky, and I noticed he has vomited over here and was in the process of an overdose, so I think we're going to go ahead and treat this floor and use the extractor to make sure. It's extremely sticky and not sure what we got going on, but I'm sure it's some type of vomit or something in the saliva or something.
Do you think that's vomit?
No, if it is, it's awful strange looking vomit, but it's definitely, it's definitely something odd, and I don't know, if some of this stuff was perhaps mixed, and they were drinking it, and that was, coming back up.
There's a vodka over there too. I wonder if they mix that with the prescription
I
or...
mean, there's something in here, of course, on my respirator I can't smell, but we'll try to get a whiff of that stuff, see if it's...
And make sure to waft it, don't sniff. Chemistry rules.
We gotta put these in the black bag, but I want them to check that out before you throw it away. That has definitely something to do with what's going on in here.
Right.
I smelled it.
Oh, what's it smell like?
Be real cautious smelling it though.
Oh gosh, okay.
All right, well here we are. So we just finished up the bio cleanup here at this house. Pretty interesting scenario. I mean, he didn't know the people obviously, but kind of a husband and wife scenario, or actually life partners. I'm not sure what it was, but they really must have been amazing people. This house is impeccable. Everything right down to the medicine cabinet. Everything in there is exactly 1 inch apart, and the garage is organized to the hilt. I mean, Chris is super organized. This is over the top. So
It is. I was impressed.
they must have been really amazing people.
Yeah. We've seen there's a photo in there of them, and they're just a beautiful, beautiful couple. This is very unfortunate, but we can't feel their pain, and they obviously, just couldn't live with it anymore, and didn't want to live without each other. So this was the way they decided to leave this earth. So.
I mean, something. First time we've ever run across it. There was I believe, a concoction that was put together in a liquid form. So what we found in the master bathroom was a lot of, I'm going to say, regurgitated, whatever this concoction was, and it must have been maybe spitting it all over the floor, coughing it out or something, and
Something,
so we opened it up and smelled. Well, I opened it up and smelled. I made that mistake, and and I've heard a lot about things that people can, homemade deals, and I really believe this might have been it. Like I said, there could have been some antifreeze in there. There could have been, obviously there were pills mixed in. There was a number of different things.
There's that bottle of vodka right next to it.
And a
too,
bottle of
so
vodka.
that was-
You could almost, when we were standing in there, you could almost kind of live what that must have been like, standing there watching. Just absolutely horrible. So it wasn't pleasant.
Yeah, I was gonna say it had to be incredibly painful to go through that.
Pretty contained. Other than that, you could tell it was planned. By the towels, the way things were positioned. Very sad, very unfortunate. It's been really nice people.
Yeah, they're gonna be missed. That's for sure.
And neighbors loved them.
So it's always interesting, trying to balance everybody's emotion, and somebody usually kind of steps up, and interesting enough to me, it seemed to be the sister really kind of stepped up and wasn't afraid to go in there, and the nieces kind of hung back a little bit, and didn't want to go in there and everything. So you know, balancing all three dynamics sometimes was a little hard. You know, they're all just trying to find their place in a situation like this, and trying to be helpful but not overstepping boundaries. But it was very respectful. So we got it done.
Yeah, so we'll be back up tomorrow night. We have the ozone machine running, and we will sign off. See you all later. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and ring that bell to be notified of the next episode.
For more information, visit any of our locations.